We are officially live. I guess go ahead and give it a second, let people get into the room. Glad to see all of us here looking good, happy, healthy. That's a good song to come into.
Man, yeah, that one's been heavy on my heart too.
Really.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you speak life or do you take it?
Yeah, that is the question. That's always the question.
Let me go look and make sure we're not. Oh, yeah, posting. Yeah, making sure. And this is, let me go ahead and pin that.
Yeah, newborn is live. I'm live. Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Um, this is things that people don't want to talk about. Brought to you by God Level. That will be me. My name is Renee. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I am a mother. I'm a nurse. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a podcaster. I am everything good. John, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
John Nicholson here, aka John Skywalker, the Sly Talker, lyricist, spoken word artist, martial artist, personal trainer, lover of life, student of psychology, and father. That song that we just came into is called Supporters. It is from my second album, Higher Dimensions. I have 3 hip-hop albums available on all streaming platforms: Dimensions, Higher Dimensions, and Lightbenders. And that is a collaborative album. If you guys like positive hip-hop, that supreme lyricism, that rewind the track back type of energy, I'm your guy, John Skywalker. Look me up on all streaming platforms. Also, if you guys are looking to get your mind and your body right, you're looking for a personal trainer, you're trying to lose those 25 pounds, you're trying to lose those 30 pounds, hit me up at master.johnskywalker on my Instagram at master.johnskywalker. We will conduct a consultation. The consultation is free, and we'll figure out what we can do for you. So,
Mm, salute. King Newborn, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
Peace, peace, peace. This is King Newborn. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Newborn Everything. And as always, I am.
mm-hmm.
He don't never say anything more than that.
I did. I said a lot.
Oh no, I am. All right. Tonight's topic is what does healing look like? I'm gonna go ahead and answer that. I'm gonna go ahead and answer that.
Okay.
Healing is when you do not allow your emotions to dictate your behavior and your thinking. Um, I've been in this book called CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy.
Be careful when you use that word. By the way, since you're using that word, what is cognitive?
It's mine.
I'm just,
Mine.
I don't, what's the definition though?
Oh, you know, look at that. Cognitive. Can you comprehend? What's your thoughts? It's just a triangle. It's your thoughts, behavior, and emotions, and how they all influence each other.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about you're talking about cognitive behavioral therapy, but she was just
Yes.
saying for the word cognitive.
For the word cognitive by itself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said mine.
Go ahead, John.
No.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
John.
Well,
John,
you're
John,
wait a
talking.
no.
minute.
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
John.
above. I'm not above being corrected.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but
Go
it's cool
ahead.
though, because it's a very subtle difference, right?
Okay, go right
When we
ahead.
talk about cognitive, we're really just talking about brain. I mean, mind is bigger than cognitive. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
So if we're fair here, mind is like it involves the mind. Now, cognitive still relates to the mind, but if you're talking about reasoning, deduction, thinking, remembering, like that's
Yes.
cognitive. So functions of
Okay.
the brain per se. We're talking about functions of the brain. So when we're saying cognitive behavior, we're talking about faculties of the brain influencing our emotions, faculties of the
Woo!
brain influencing our behavior.
Yeah,
Corey
yeah,
Dunn,
the conscious
the
intelligence. I
consciousness
mean,
and
intellectual
go ahead.
activities of the mind. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you
yeah.
for that. Again, I'm not above being corrected, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, Juju. I want to thank everybody for watching right now. All right. That was my statement on what does healing look like. Hey, mom. Anybody else want to pick up after that, or do we have any phone calls from anyone who wants to
So
tell us what?
are we talking about healing
Yes.
or being healed?
That part.
Mm,
That part. Yes. What do we mean? What do we mean by that?
what do we mean by that?
Yeah, let's dive into it. We
Heal.
said,
Ooh.
what does healing look like? Not what does it mean to be healed? ED.
I'm not there yet. I'm working towards being healed. I'm healing.
Yes.
So I'm working towards being healed. So I can't, yeah. I can't look back and say, okay, this is what it is. I'm still healing. So I'm
Uh-huh.
still, yeah. Mm-mm.
So
I
what do you
can't
so when
touch
you
that.
say you're still healing, what does that imply? What are we suggesting there?
Uh, that goes back to my statement, not allowing my emotions to dictate my behavior.
Okay, let's unpack that real quick. Um,
Ooh.
yeah. Because look. It can be it's tricky, right?
Yes.
So, is it really a bad thing to allow your emotions to dictate your behavior? Like,
If
really
you're
think about it.
wrong, if you are absolutely wrong, yes, you are. Yeah, it is. If
All
you're wrong.
right, but how would you know, right? How would you know?
Um, the court cost.
Okay, that's that's one way of going about it.
Hi, Melissa Joe. Thank you for joining us tonight. Feel free to call in 832-318-6966. The phone lines is open with your thoughts about what does healing look like to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they got me on the hot seat. You know, what does healing,
Well,
you
no,
know?
because we're learning.
Oh, that's
We're
not a hot
learning.
seat.
No, I'm just, oh,
And also, a disclaimer to our audience members and everyone who's looking at this video in the future. We are not professionals. We are not
Oh
counselors.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
not
yeah.
therapists. We're not licensed. We're just having a discussion, a healthy discussion at that, about what healing looks like. So we will be dabbling in some psychological concepts.
mhm.
But this is just a discussion. We are not licensed practitioners. So we just want to
Right.
put that disclaimer out there.
This show came after the 4 weeks of mental health awareness that we did, and we touched on a lot with men, women, and family alone. So this is we're just going to keep it flowing. Go ahead, brother. You want
Okay.
to add anything? Go
All
ahead.
right, so with the healing, so with you saying, well, let's go back
Yeah.
to that part about the emotions, right? So
Okay.
this is why I raised the question, right? Because when you said that, I was like, all right, that's actually a neutral state, right? It's neutral in the sense of if you're happy, do you not want your happiness to influence your behavior?
Yeah. If I'm happy,
Right, but
yeah,
happiness is an
but
emotion, right?
but
It's a
if
feeling.
it's
If you're excited.
yeah, but if it's the opposite of happy, it's a problem.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, let's look at that comment from Corey because yeah, it's about yeah, we're going in that direction. Behavior and emotion collide at the double-edged sword. Emotional reaction can be good or bad depending on how the result of the reaction interacts with the situation, right?
Ooh, go
So
Corey.
so what we're talking about is there's the emotional reaction. Reaction is unconscious. When we say every action has an opposite reaction, what we're saying is you do something and something happens automatically. A reaction is automatic. A response is conscious. Okay? A response. When I respond to a text, I am consciously thinking about what to say or what to do, how to move. When I'm reacting, it's I see your post online and I just hit the like button. I don't even think about it, right? So when we're talking about an emotional reaction is natural. And let's just say if somebody swings at me and I duck, that was the appropriate reaction. I ducked. I missed it, right? If I got a job promotion or my daughter tells me, Dad, I got an A+ on my test, and I just jump for joy, that was the appropriate emotional reaction. That dictated my jumping around. Even with anger is healthy. Anger is healthy. So it's how you use your anger. Are you using your anger as fuel to because anger is really just an indication of injustice. So it's not that you don't want to have anger, it's what do you do with your anger? You want to regulate your anger. So I want to use my anger to correct or create justice where there was an injustice. So that could be an emotional response leading to behavior where I take the situation to the court or I protest, right? You can go ahead and start reading some of these comments, by the way.
I don't agree that anger is healthy. I can prove it is not. The number is 832-318-6966.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear this.
Yeah, feel free to call in.
I can
phone lines is open. Hello to everyone, by the way. Hello to you too.
Peace.
I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. I'm just going to call you D. Go ahead and call in, D. We would love to hear your thoughts on that. And I want to thank everyone for coming.
Because anger is if you go online, anybody can Google this. Is anger a healthy emotion? They will tell you it is. Psychologists all agree anger is healthy.
That's why they have those smash rooms.
Right? But it's what you do with your anger that can make it unhealthy. If you have excess anger, that's unhealthy. Right? But just getting back to the point of, your emotions dictating your behavior, that happens. If I'm sad, like if my parents
hold on. 832-318. Oh, he posted smash rooms.
Yeah. Y'all keep it going. I'm watching the board.
Okay, thank you.
And then real quick, Corey Dunn said, I disagree. Anger doesn't always result in aggression. Sometimes anger helps perpetuate change.
Yeah, that's what we mean. Facts. Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we want to be real clear. I want to say this real fast. For anybody that's listening to this, paying attention, even if you view this later on and you pick this up later. This panel, we're not about judgment, and we definitely do not promote arguments. We want healthy dialogue between our people because it's very important. We lack communication amongst each other, let alone of the opposite sex. So we using this platform to educate each other with each other experiences, information, knowledge, dialogue, and whatever else we can research. So please understand that this is not a platform for arguments. That's all I want to say. It's all love, beloved. Facts. I appreciate that, King. Appreciate that. Yeah. But please call in, though. The number is 832-318-6966.
Yeah, he's up there. So
we're waiting. I'm curious.
But we are talking about what does healing look like to you, right?
Peace, Dre.
This is God Level. Who do I have on the line?
Hello, this is Dion. How are you doing?
I'm good. Salute. Go ahead with your go ahead.
Well, one thing that I'm actually a teacher. I have over 100 students, and I teach spiritual science. And I'm just coming from a spiritual standpoint. And I'm also a life coach and counselor and spiritual advisor. So I actually have a clinic here in Long Beach, California, that I see clients in. And this is definitely something. So I can see why my brother John would say that, as most people would, and most people have. I've even had a few debates with some therapists and psychologists who actually would say that, but I found out what they were talking about. Now, it's okay to acknowledge anger when it comes up, but I'm going to say it like this. Anger is something, and what it does to the body, which I'm going to get to in a second, to prove that it's not healthy. But anger is something, any kind of negative emotion is something that you want to hurry up and channel through to get back to a state of peace in the body. Okay? Because when you don't have that state of peace, the body is not in the state of homeostasis. And I don't need to tell John what homeostasis does for the body and being outside of homeostasis. That's where disease is caused. Okay? So anger literally leads to disease. So, and I'm showing you why. Because remember, anger is puts your body in a fight or flight response. And the end product is the production of cortisol. Let me tell you what cortisol does. Cortisol releases all of the stored sugar in the body. The sugar that's stored in the liver and the muscle, it releases all at the same time. So we're spiking blood sugar. And can you imagine people who get angry all the time or easily?
Oh, yeah, chronic.
They're keeping themselves susceptible to high blood sugar levels. That leads to diabetes.
Yeah.
It is more responsible for diabetes than eating sugar itself. So this is why I'm saying it's not healthy. Now, it does happen, and to acknowledge it and to see it, but you do have to have, I do agree with, it's the way that you have to channel it, but you have to channel it, recognize it, and hurry up and get out of it. So there's got to be methods to help you transcend the anger right in the moment.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, that's just a synopsis of what I mean by this. So I give you guys a chance to respond.
Yeah, no need to respond.
I'm not touching that.
I agree with that.
You on point.
I'm not touching that.
About using that energy in the moment.
Yes.
He's on point.
He is.
He's making the distinction between acute anger and chronic anger. The chronic anger is where it's like, all right, you constantly going through this. The cortisol levels are constantly going up. You're constantly like, what is that doing to your heart?
Your body, period. Your
blood
body,
pressure,
period.
right? So he's on point, and again, he's identifying, hey, take that energy, and you need to channel it properly. You need to move on and transcend it. So it has to be temporary. It's when we're holding on to that anger when we start having problems. Yes, I'm with them all 100%. Yep.
This is letting go. This is acknowledging it and then allowing for it to leave. That's it.
Yeah, you gotta get out.
Yeah.
I tell them to treat it like bobbing on your floor. You know, when you get angry, treat it like it's bobbing on your floor. You have to hurry up and get it out of there.
Yeah.
Facts. Release.
Yes.
Release.
Ooh. Oh, Corey done.
Like Ms. J Love said, and I said it earlier, the smash room. Smash room is actually a place you go into to release that anger. Because some people don't know what to do with that energy. So it stays bottled up, and like you said, it creates chronic illness for other things.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree with you 100%. You don't have no.
Anyway, I just want to express that, and much love to everybody out there.
Oh wait, no, but since he's here,
wait a minute.
Here, Diamond, what does healing look like to you?
Okay.
Healing and being healed.
Healing. So
healing first of all, it's a form of acknowledgement. It's first of all, healing starts with we have to have help when it comes to healing, but healing is just the first stage of fully transcending the problem. I was just talking to a buddy of mine who lives in Texas, which is where I'm from, I was talking to him today, and we was talking about the community there in the town where I grew up. He said it's a whole bunch of stuff that's, they have to get on the streets and try to get things under control because people are killing one another, fighting all the time and everything. And I said, you know what? I said, hurt people hurt people. Okay, so that's the first thing. And the thing, and what I realized growing up in that area is that we never knew that we had an option not to respond the way we responded to stimuli in our environment. We never knew. We never knew about therapy. We never knew about talking to somebody. That was reserved in the white neighborhoods, but not necessarily in our neighborhood. So there's still a cycle that's going on right today. They don't know about therapy there. And I haven't been there in 20 years. So so healing starts with somebody outside of that frame seeing that there's an issue, because sometimes we identify with the pain that's there. Okay, so we think it becomes a part of us. It becomes a part of the way we move and function, and we think this is just normal. We have normalized being in pain, and so healing takes somebody outside saying, no, that's not normal. And that's not your natural state of being. Your natural state of being is peace, first of all.
Right.
Okay, so in order for us to get back to a state of healing, we must reclaim that peace. We have to reclaim it. And there are steps to go through to reclaim it. But then after healing takes place, in the midst of healing, we must consider ourselves to start to be in a state of reconditioning so it doesn't return. Because when we talk about, and you know about conditioning, right, Bill, we're talking about like going to the gym, repetition. So go through methods repetitiously in order to transcend that which has hurted you in the first place. They call it in the first place. That's when you solidify healing at that point. So this is what I feel like, what healing is. But those methods are various. There's various methods for doing so. But we need each other in order to do it. Nobody can do that alone. Okay, we have to reinforce that and also support each other through healing processes. But also realize when somebody needs healing and don't judge them and don't respond to them like they're doing something against you. So that's just exactly the problem. So anyway, that's my piece on that.
Thank you.
The Ovid.
Hey, he on point like a mother.
Yeah, but he does this. He does this.
Yeah.
He's still online?
Yes, he is.
Diami, can you for 1 second, sir? Again, can you double back and drop your credentials for us and shout out what it is that you have going on? I really would appreciate that for the listeners.
Oh, absolutely. You need here or in the chat?
No, right here.
Right here, live, right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I am, like I say, I'm, well, first of all, my first profession, I am a certified expert fitness trainer. So I started in fitness training and also nutritionist, also molecular nutritionist. But currently I do that in addition to life coaching, spiritual advisor, and I do couples counseling, and I do relationship conflict resolution. Okay, so and that's through anybody's, that's whether it's an intimate relationship or just family members. I help them go through conflict resolution. But the system that I use is a very ancient system, and it comes from ancient Kemet, and it's the way that we map our consciousness. We have to recognize where we are consciously. And then and I show them how to expand their consciousness and also unlocking and realizing other faculties that they have within themselves in order to deal with these issues. Okay, so that's basically what I do. And my business is called Soul Vision Healing Center, and that's in Long Beach, California. Soul Vision Center, actually, I think we took the healing out. Soul Vision Center. And I'm there. You see me there on the website as well. So if anybody want to talk to me, I do a free 30-minute consultation. If anybody want to reach out to me.
Can you please post that link for us right now, sir? I would greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. I knew it. Look at John. He's over there so happy.
Yeah, Dion, and he wears other hats too. He got other hats that he wears too. He just listed just those. Cancer, by the way. Hey, Renee, Cancer, by the way. Cancer.
He's
Cancer.
he's a Cancer.
Yep.
Oh God. Oh, I know he know what he's talking about. I know he know what he's talking about. I know he know what he's talking about. Hello, my people. Hello, Corey White.
I can tell you.
Peace, Corey.
I can tell you if it wasn't for me going through my own transformation, my own healing over 15 years ago, I wouldn't know what I'm talking about.
Mr. D, I have a question from Corey Dunn. He says, have you read the Kemet Tree of Life?
That's the system that I use. So I know all about it. I teach that. I'm a master of that system.
Ooh. This is a...
What was that last comment, sir? Can I hear that one more time? If you can get a little bit clearer. Can you say that one more time? One more time.
I said that's a system that I use, and I'm a master of that system. I teach that system in a 9-month course called the Meeting of the Masters, which we meet every other Saturday for 9 months. And I have a 9-month curriculum that I take my students through. I got over 100 and some students that I teach them that. So this is the way we're bringing healing. We're normalizing mental wellness, just through courses such as that and other methods as well.
Oh, where were you at last month when we were doing mental health all last month? Oh my!
He here right now. He is here right now.
Some of the posts.
Him to be.
Some of the posts last month.
Hey, everything is divine timing.
Yeah, very. I don't have nothing to say. I want to buy this man some lunch now.
Well, I mainly want my brother John to understand, because I love him and I love everything he does. I always watch him. I'm actually a fan of his.
Okay.
And but I want him to know that because I do love him, I don't want him to embrace anger. I want you to transcend it.
Oh yeah.
Because okay. I only want what's good for you, brother.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm totally with you. Yeah, definitely.
To express.
Oh my God. Well, do y'all have any other questions for him?
I got no other. I mean, yeah, there's plenty. I can keep asking them questions, for the rest of the night. But
we did already asked Corey Dunn to call in. Oh, I want to thank you for calling and giving us, dropping those jewels down on us. I'm sure someone heard that. Oh, do I? Me? Oh, I am so sorry.
I don't know. For a second, but keep going. Keep
going. Okay, keep going. Okay. Again, I want to thank you for calling in and sharing that with us. I know someone heard that right now and is probably going to do a little bit of research on this book that we just brought up. I know I am.
Yes. Well, if you really want to know, there's a series called the Meta Netter.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, man.
Look up that volume. It's 7 volumes.
I have the blue book.
To see what I'm talking about.
I have the blue book.
And if you want to know more about the class, and if you want to be a part of it, that I teach, I'll drop my number, and my number is 562-538-9238. You can text me first, because I don't. Just text me first. So it's 562-538-9238, and I'll give you more information about that. And please join us. I mean, anything that we can do to reach out, because we try to bring healing to everybody, and there is a true way to do it. Many ways, but
right.
I mastered at least one of the ways.
Brother, before you go though. Before you go, can you please post your number in the comments as well?
Absolutely.
I'm speechless. I don't have anything to say, and that's not normal. I don't have nothing to say behind what this man just said. Look, I want to join the class now. I want to be in there. I'm gonna be online. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
See, that's
He
it.
dropping, he
Absolutely.
dropping,
It's
he
all
dropping
right
all
there for them
gems.
to do it anyway. So yes, absolutely.
Oh wow. Corey Dunn says, nice. I thought you would know this based on what you are talking about. Love Sean
Yeah.
said, yes,
Yeah.
good stuff. Yeah, greatness
Yeah.
of.
Well, just the fact that Corey asked the question, I knew he knew what was up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can hear it. Corey knows he knows what he's listening to.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything anyone else has to say before we go ahead? Okay, again, I want to go ahead and thank you for calling in and dropping those jewels on us. We greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to chatting with you about your course. I definitely want to join.
Absolutely, and it's my honor and my pleasure.
All right.
Always.
Oh my God. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you, beloved.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
All right.
I want to thank him. He probably still watching right now. I want to thank him for calling in. And once again, like he just said, divine timing and everything that we've been doing since day one, even after the fact of bringing me on. Once again, I want to thank both of you guys for whatever the discussion was that you had backstage to want to include me. I am very grateful and appreciative. But it's moments like this right here, moments like this. You know how many people we touching right now?
Yeah.
I'm looking
And
at
we're,
these
we're
comments.
talking about healing and being
Yeah.
healed.
Yeah.
So we ain't always trying to dig into the negative realm of things that, depress people,
No,
stress. No,
we're
this
not doing
platform,
any.
exactly. This platform is 100%
Yeah.
to make sure that we have the conversations that really don't be had. We ain't
Mhm.
always got to be talking about drugs. We ain't always got to be talking about partying. We ain't got to be talking about killing each other.
The light work. The light work.
Yeah. I was just having this conversation with someone the other day about this podcast, and I said, we don't dumb anything down over here. I said that's just not who we are. That's not what we're going to do. I said if anything, we're going to inspire change. I said that's the message, is to talk about those subjects that people don't want to talk about, and we've been hitting on all of it. Even the topics that we have coming up is going to be hitting really home in our community. I said, and that's what it's all about. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, brother, I appreciate you being here. I
Mm-hmm.
When I picked up that phone call just to call you so you could actually comment on the topic that we were talking about, and then sitting back, I went back and I watched that video, and I could just see the gleam on my face listening to you talk. Like I knew it then. Like I knew once you hung up, like he has to be a part of this. He has to be a part of this. I tell people all the time, when it comes to smart men, you're at the top of that list. You, John, a couple other people at the top of that list. Thank
I
you,
appreciate
John. And
it.
John, thank you too, because we started this journey out and you went with it. You really did. Even when I really didn't have, like, okay, I knew what I wanted to do. But here we are months later thriving. Oh my God. Yes, that was a beautiful moment. It's always refreshing to hear others talk about those readings. If I wasn't at work, I call in. Just know I'm listening and loving what you guys are doing. Corey Dunn, thank you.
Yeah. Corey Dunn. We do this each and every Sunday.
Corey been plugged in too, y'all. Corey, he been
Yeah.
was commenting last month. He been a part
Okay.
of the show. He been here.
Okay.
Trust.
Okay.
He been He's a regular listener.
Thank
Listen,
you.
Joe say opening up the third eye. She also says nothing
Yeah.
wrong with continue to talk about mental health. I'm all for it. And
Yeah.
J Love, greatness is all through God level.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Jayla.
Nation.
I love her. I love you, J Love. Thank you, baby. Oh my God. Oh, my Costello, where you at, sweetheart? She said, I hit the like button. This conversation is so important. It really is. Anybody want to add anything? Anybody want to go behind what he just said?
Oh well, I mean, just kind of going back to the original question, because
Oh,
we just
oh, I'm sorry. Who is Love Sean? I agree with what he said. I'm a person that has chronic anger.
She.
It has chi.
Yeah.
Okay, it has affected my health. I am diabetic and I have suffered a heart attack. I am working on healing from several life traumas. This is so good and encouraging. When you say when it comes to diabetes, I ran across a video. Um, if you suffer from because it's two types. You have hyper and you have hypo. If you have hyper, you can actually lower your blood sugar naturally with okra.
Mm.
Cutting the ends off of okra and putting it in a cup of water and leaving it overnight and drinking it in the morning. That water, that okra naturally helps your body to regulate your blood sugar. Don't shoot the messenger.
Mm.
So
Say, don't
yeah,
shoot the messenger.
don't shoot the messenger. And when it comes to that heart attack, um, stay away from meat. Studies have shown that the valve on the inside there's like the lining. They'll tell you, some doctors will tell you it cannot be replaced. It actually can. Once you get the meat, you go back to a plant-based diet.
See, now you're talking about healing.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was just a side note. Just that was a side note because I
Yeah,
just read that. That was just a side note,
yeah. You talking about attributes of
Yeah,
healing.
that would
Mm-hmm.
be great.
Change diet heals.
Yes, it does.
And don't
This is
forget drinking
good.
water.
Listen, yeah.
Alkalinity.
Hello, my people. Oh my God. Oh my God. He talking facts. Who else do we have on here? Melissa Joe, nothing wrong with continuing to talk about mental health. Oh, okay. You read that already. Opening up that third. Oh my God. Yes. Thank you. Costello, you're here. You're listening. Hmm. This has been a good show so far. Anybody want to pick up where he left off? John,
Yeah,
you was getting
yeah.
ready to say something. Go
So,
ahead.
yeah. So we segue over into the emotions, right? Just throwing out there, throwing out. That whole bit was really about emotional intelligence. That's what that whole bit was about. And that's part of healing because a lot of the times we are reacting with our emotions. You notice that when I asked him about what does healing look like to him, he
Hmm.
started with awareness, self-awareness, right? Which implies that when you're wounded, you're not operating from a higher consciousness. You're not fully aware of what's going on. You're reacting to everything. That's why you're triggered, right? That's why you're triggered, right? But we're talking about a process here. There's this saying that's been in our culture for a long time. We say that time heals all wounds,
Mm,
right? And it
yeah.
on the surface, it sounds very good, but it's
Hmm.
also lazy. It gives us permission to be kind of lazy.
Oh,
Because if we're saying time heals all wounds, that means that we don't have to do any work. We just gotta let time go by.
and let time and think that that's gonna be enough.
And that's
No,
gonna be enough, right? But time
mm-mm,
ain't doing anything.
but going
You
through,
are. The
right?
process, therefore, healing requires work. If healing requires work, who's doing what is doing the work? What is working? Because in order to heal, that means that we had a dysfunction and we're trying to function. Functioning implies work. It implies energy. So you have to do some energy work. Hence, what we're talking about here is putting the effort to do something about our circumstances, to do about our conditioning. He mentioned conditioning. We're conditioned a certain way. Your sickness is a condition. Healing is about conditioning. And you got to he said reps. It's like going to the gym. You got to put in your reps. You got to develop different habits. But how can you know which habits to develop if you don't even know what the problem is in the first place? You're operating from an unconscious place. So the awakening through the healing starts with awareness, right? So we are in the process. We're not saying what does it look like when you're healed. We're asking, what does it look like when you're healing, when you're in the process of doing it? What does it look like to you? Right? And we, you gave the example of, your emotions not dictating your behaviors, right? But it's more so about you being consciously aware. You got to be mindful. You have to be mindful of the role your emotions and your thoughts play in your behavior. That's why, it's cognitive behavioral. There's a cognitive element, there's a behavioral element, and there's a relationship between the two. And so by being aware of how your thoughts influence your emotions, how your thoughts influence your behavior, and it's, you said it was a triangle, right?
Mm-hmm. Thoughts,
Yeah, so
behavior,
they
and
all
emotion.
influence. Behavior influence thoughts, behavior influences emotions, emotions influences thoughts, emotions influences behavior. They all influence each other. And so
Mm-hmm.
you have to be aware of the
Yeah, it's a
relationship.
triangle.
You have to be
Yeah.
aware of them, right? But what I want us to also indicate here is there's no amount of self-help books that can replace therapy. Self-help books can get you started, and they can be
Mm-hmm.
a good complement to your therapy. But you're gonna need some help. It's very, very difficult to just do it on your own. I'm not saying it's impossible,
Right.
but it really, really helps your process. It even expedites it when you are aligned with someone who's experienced or has the wisdom. Like enlisting someone like Diamond, you're like, hey, look, you seem to know what you're doing. You seem to understand the process
Yeah.
of healing. You also seem to understand the process of how we arrive at our dysfunctions in mind, body, and spirit and
Oh
emotion.
yeah.
You seem to know. Educate me. What do I need to do? Right? And you collaborate with this professional, you collaborate with this guide, and they give you insight on your experiences. What's even more important in this whole thing is, what does it all mean? What does it mean to heal? What does it mean to be sick? What does it mean to grow? What does it mean to regress? What does your life experience mean? What does it mean you had that trauma? What is that trauma supposed to signify to you? What does trauma mean to you? What is your specific trauma? Like, these are questions that you ask in therapy. These are questions that you ask in your awakening, in your healing process. You cannot do anything with precise effort without being mindful first. So, in lieu of, what does it look like? Being mindful, that's what it looks like. And being mindful is a practice.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
it's a practice. There's so many reasons, so many temptations to be mindless. So living this guy. There's so many temptations to be mindless when you should be mindful, paying attention to your experiences. I mentioned triggers earlier. Being aware of your triggers is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding your triggers, you go deeper. Because now you start to not only develop defense mechanisms to your triggers, you start to say, you know what? These triggers are telling me something. Let me go figure out what that weakness is in my like why this trigger is here. I'm not going to allow these triggers to control me anymore. At some point in your healing process, and again, this is layers now. It's layers. It's not
Yeah.
you're healed and
I
you're
know.
not. It's not that. It's a continuous process. So at some level, you say, all right, I'm aware of my triggers. I'm going to develop some coping mechanisms, a defense system to protect me from my triggers. But then you go deeper and you say, you know what? I'm going to go investigate the source of these triggers. And I'm going to resolve those triggers. It's a form of psychotherapy, getting to the root issue and resolving that energy and letting it go. Healing looks like the past doesn't have control over me anymore. You acknowledge the past, you respect the past, but it does not have control over you anymore. Again, when the past has control over you, you're reacting to the present. You're not consciously aware of the present. You're operating from a place of dysfunction, a place of hurt. And again, healing is not a straight path. It's not.
No, it's not. And you go
Nope, it's
make
gonna
some,
be like you gonna
and
go
you're
up
gonna
and then
make
you're
some
gonna drop.
mistakes.
And then
And you're gonna make some mistakes on the way. Is this look and don't get down on yourself when you do fall. Just get right back up and keep going because you will. You will. Oh my God. Do,
yeah.
do we need to go back and read some of these? You
Yeah,
can't,
go ahead.
Corey. You can't train a muscle that you don't know is weak.
Oh, what? Oh my God! Oh God! What? Oh, 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 oh.
Hey,
Woo!
I just want to say for anybody that didn't catch that, that's almost like saying, how you can you speak from a place when you lack knowledge?
Oh.
I don't mean no disrespect by that. I'm just saying you can't
Right.
speak on or speak about if you have no knowledge, no wisdom, or understanding of that particular subject. It makes it hard. That's why we're doing this. Things that people don't want to
Don't
talk
want to
about.
talk about.
Oh, oh,
This is why we do this.
Hold on, love Sean. Thanks for the info. Healing is a process that you must be committed to. A
yeah.
part of healing is being mentally healthy and managing our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And Corey Dunn came back and said, exactly. And the Costello, Costello, instead of
Instead of
investing in a
investing,
new car,
I
I
invested in
invested in
myself.
myself.
Well, that's her second comment. Her first comment was, "I put off buying a new car for therapy."
Ooh, wow. Wow.
Ooh, that's why she said,
Wow.
instead of investing in a new car, I invested in myself.
Yikes. That's
Go
Bars,
wow.
Costello. Go
bars.
Wow.
Costello.
That's a
Go
flex, yo. That's
Costello.
a flex.
Putting the need before the want.
Mm,
Bars,
that is a flex, man. Yikes. That's
bars. Salute, Costello. That's peace, peace,
Oh
peace.
my God. Okay, where's Dre? He said, I want to try that no meat deal. Go for it.
mm,
Go for it. Your body will thank you. Go for it.
mm-hmm.
And if you
Go
really can't
for it.
just break away completely from meat, it's okay to get some fish in there.
Yeah. I'm
Omega
a
3s,
I
omega
am a
3s.
big salmon eater. I could eat that every day. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. Hold on. We have more. That's why platforms like this are necessary for knowledge and understanding of things our communities don't discuss
Yeah.
because, hold on, because of fear of being ridiculed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Corey, my brother.
They be dumbing it down. I watched a podcast last night, Fresh and Fit, and I'm not knocking these brothers, but the women they had on there, they cannot be representative of. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there.
Mhm.
No,
You
yeah.
did it. You gave me a look, and you did like this. Like, wait a minute,
Wait a
sister.
minute now. That platform, it has some rough edges here and there. I don't want to
It
take away
does.
from them. This is a disclaimer. We're not shooting against any other platform
No,
at
no,
all,
we're not. We're
at
not.
all. But
Okay.
yes,
The point I'm trying
they
to make
pick
is,
they
I
pick typical
Mhm.
I felt really bad
average women.
for those women that were
Yes,
on there answering questions that could not answer those questions. Instead of answering the questions, they just kind of like went around and then they were saying daddy issues, and to me that's nothing more than trauma. And he made a point to say that women do not know self-love until a man loves them first.
Hmm.
And I was sitting there and I'm like, what?
Okay.
Salute to that
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said a woman does not know what self-love is until a man.
You say young Kevin Samuels. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up and work.
Yeah, that was, and they were just sitting there, and I'm just like, and they attempted to break it down as, your father is the one that's going to love you unconditionally and not want anything from you. I'm gonna have to send y'all the podcast. It was 3 hours long. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, today's
I'll
subject
pass.
is
That was one
healing
right there.
and being
I'm
Yeah,
healed.
like,
That's today's subject.
I had enough. But
Yeah,
he said I had enough.
yeah,
It
I
was
already
it
had enough.
was
But
yeah.
was
I
was
do
a
want to
lot. But
point
go
to
ahead.
something that you said earlier, right? That kind of summarizes, this aspect of the things that people don't want to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's also indicative when you start talking about it, your language, changes around the conversation, around the trigger, around the trauma, around the dysfunction. When you're
Mm-hmm.
healing, your language
You can
changes.
hear it. That forgiveness is there.
Your frame of reference, and how you view your situations, your life circumstances, that transforms. It's not, you don't look at the world and your life, you don't look at it through the same set of eyes. So not only does your language change, your lens changes, right? And you were saying something earlier about, giving yourself forgiveness. You're more self-compassionate. You are more compassionate towards yourself. You're more patient with yourself, because growth is a process, and you start to understand, you know what? I'm going to go forward 3 steps. I'm going to take 10 steps back, but then I'm going to jump, and then I'm going to boogie forward and dance and shuffle, and then I'm going to fall down, and I might stay there for a day or two, but then I'm going to get back up, and then I'm going to jump. You start to understand your process. The understanding becomes deeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the self-compassion. And after you start giving yourself that compassion, you start giving it to others, because you start to recognize your reality being a reflection of you. And so you give not only yourself the compassion, but you see the other as yourself in a way that you didn't see before, because you were hurt. You were looking at the world through the lens of hurt. You were speaking through the language of hurt. You're speaking out hurt, 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 hurt. But now it's heal, heal, heal. I'm speaking through healing. I'm seeing healing everywhere that I'm going. My life is about healing now. And after I'm healing, or in my process of healing myself, I'm now apt to heal others. And I'm not necessarily healing them. I'm not doing the healing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
showing them the way. I'm living the example and saying, hey, you need some help? That's even part of healing. Being able to ask for help. Because what do we do when we're at our worst? We
We
isolate.
hide. We isolate and hide. Yeah. Yeah.
What does that do to your relationships?
It strains them. Strains them.
I just want to throw something out here real quick.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, you got it,
'Cause-
bro.
yeah, yeah. This John show today. This is John's show, baby. Look,
Man,
look. This is John's show today. I'm just gonna sit back, baby. Do your thing. He didn't lie.
piggyback.
Carmelo said he
Come on,
didn't
bro.
lie.
Speak,
Yeah,
speak, speak.
to piggyback off what John said, this is why I use the word peace a lot.
Yep.
Mm,
This is why I use the word peace a lot. It didn't happen overnight. I forced myself to. I'm just saying, repetition is key. In order to replace a habit or pattern, you have to give it something in its place to fill that void.
Yes.
Now, I used to challenge myself in conversation to say peace as many times as I can. As many times as I can, till it became a habit, to where somewhere in my dialogue, like John said earlier, somewhere in my dialogue, it will trigger me to acknowledge my change within myself. So therefore, with that change, I ultimately change my environment.
Ooh,
What
yes.
John is saying. So the further you invest in yourself, the more time you put into yourself, the more you're going to see your environment change through your frequency, your vibration. Peace is mastered courage. Bars.
Ooh.
Bars.
Ooh.
Bars. Bars.
Gotta
And
change the
to finish
environment.
to allude to what I was saying, I use peace at the beginning of a sentence. I use peace as a greeting.
Yeah, you do.
Peace as a closing. I use peace throughout the entire conversation
Yeah.
to always remind myself to stay in a consciousness of peace. Along with peace, I attach understanding. Try to understand so their way I will never, ever, ever again, never, ever, ever again, go into a conversation. It's okay to, hate to say this, it's cliche. Some people might jump on me about this. It's okay to agree to disagree.
Agree.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I learned from that. If I'm willing to disagree, that means I never took time out to hear your point of view or to understand where you are coming from.
Mm.
And that's not peace. That's not even trying to have great dialogue or communication with the opposite person or the other person. You're not even trying to receive what they're transmitting.
Mm.
You're basically closing them out and saying that what you have to say is more important than what they're talking about.
Oh.
Mm. There's
Just
no,
saying,
yeah, there's no exchange.
Oh.
no change.
Yeah, no exchange. No.
No
Here,
nothing.
here.
Nothing.
Separate. Yeah.
Nothing.
No connection.
J
Yeah.
Love said, good lesson y'all teaching. Corey Dunn said, trauma attacks is subconsciously. Oh, keep moving. We got more comments.
Man.
Trauma attacks us subconsciously more than it does consciously. Bars.
Mm.
That's true.
Mm.
That's true. I like that right there. I like
Yeah.
that.
No.
Where we at? Corey Dunn again, and that's where you need to put a major aspect on your focus on your healing. All that you hear is hurt, even when you're not thinking about it.
It's
It's
embedded in us.
embedded in us. Bars, facts, facts, facts. Costello, he didn't lie. D again, well, we already read his. Pieces,
Mhm.
master courage. J Love, got to change that environment. J Love, you're gonna be
Oh.
attacked. I guess they want to say through different things, better than what you've been settling for before the
For
healing.
the
That
healing.
is true.
Yeah.
That is true. You will be encountered with multiple different storms
Mm.
based off the last storm that you started your healing from.
I'm not gonna
This is
lie.
all levels. It's all levels to this.
Yeah.
It's all levels to this. And Corey Dunn, it's a way of deflecting of their feelings, deflection of their feelings.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Miss Costello say, facts. So God level,
Yes.
healed or healing, or both of them acting simultaneously in your world right now. Uh-oh. Did she freeze up?
Oh yeah. Looks like she froze up.
Oh man, what happened?
Dang it. All right. We can give it a moment. We can give it a moment.
Yeah. What happened?
All right. Dang. All right. All right. So here's my next question in lieu of where we kind of left off, right? Because we were talking about isolation not too long ago as well, right? So healing also looks like enriched relationships, having the power to repair damaged relationships, having a sort of magnetism towards. She's probably gonna hop back in. having
Right.
a magnetism towards healthier relationships. You start attracting new and healthier relationships, right?
Look what D put up. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you
Oh,
off.
go ahead. Read that.
He said, "You asked me what does healing look like? It looked like the same as
Ooh.
Neo taking the red pill and taking responsibility for doing so.
Oh, dang.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
We back to that accountability again. We back
Accountability.
to accountability
Yep.
again.
Yep.
Man,
Accountability. You know, a lot of people get accountability misconstrued, man. Accountability is about empowerment. If you, and it can't be misplaced. You can't take accountability for something that you don't have any influence over,
facts.
right? So if I'm personally accountable for my healing, if I'm personally accountable for my dysfunction, that means that I have the power to change it. That's accountability. You can say, John, you're accountable for this, and I don't have any connection with that. I don't have any association with that. I didn't even do that. There was no action that I performed that led to that outcome. So how do I have any accountability over that? Right? You have to be aware of what you've done and what you are. You have to be aware. You can only put power in what you have sovereignty over. So
Facts.
that's that personal accountability. Like, yeah, a lot of us in our culture nowadays, when we talk about accountability, a lot of us are talking about blaming. We're like,
Yeah, yeah. You
and
did it, so
blaming,
therefore my reaction to it.
yeah, yeah. There's a difference between accountability and blaming.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, awareness begets accountability. That is true. Yes, man. Corey also said, boom, it's about understanding that everything isn't supposed to be perfect. And you
Yeah.
have to take
Take accountability.
accountability for your life.
Yes, 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 yes.
We're not looking for, yeah, it's not about the perfection. In fact, there's a term that I want to introduce here. So we have post-traumatic stress disorder. We also have post-traumatic growth.
Mm.
There is a psychological term called post-traumatic growth. Now, a lot of us experience trauma, but we don't necessarily develop PTSD. In fact, PTSD is more so about the duration. There's such a thing as called there's a acute stress disorder, and that
Okay.
basically is the same thing as PTSD. It just lasts for 30 days. All right. Most humans are going to experience acute stress disorder, but what happens is we're so resilient. And resilient isn't just about, it's not about toughness, it's about bouncing back. You fell down, you got up, you got hit with this challenge, but you recovered.
Right.
Post-traumatic growth implies that you went through this high level challenging event, and it made you reevaluate your personality. It made you reevaluate your values. It made you reevaluate yourself, your purpose in life, your meaning in life. It made you reevaluate all of that. And you decide to go on a course, a different course, rather. You change your trajectory. This event, this traumatic event, woke you up and made you realize the way that I'm living, or the way that I'm being, or the way things are, it cannot be anymore. I have to revolutionize something. I have to change something.
Facts.
So that is a term that's been thrown around a lot. Um, there's even this one psychologist, I'm trying to think of his name, Viktor Frankl. He said something along the lines of, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Viktor Frankl. It's in a book called Man in Search of Meaning. And I still have that book at my house. But he kind of developed a line of psychology that focused on existentialism, right? Now, Viktor Frankl was also a Jew, and he was there during the Holocaust. So he was there thinking like, yo, I'm making meaning of my suffering, right? So he survives the Holocaust, you know, certain ones died and all that, but he came into the industry thinking, you know, what is the meaning of suffering? What does that mean in our lives? Why is it there? Right? And he looked at his experiences and it shaped him to become a better human being. It shaped a lot of people to become better human beings, seeing that traumatic event happen. Now, we're not just talking about an individual level. We're talking about on a social and a structural level. We see things happen that traumatize us. We see that and we're like, yo, we're so shocked. We're so stressed out. We're so worried.
Hello.
Yep. We can hear
Give
Oh.
feedback too. Turn whatever you got going on down.
Feedback.
We're getting a lot of feedback.
Is that better? Ooh. Okay, wait a minute. Is that good?
Okay. All right. We good. We good.
Yeah,
We
we
good.
say
I
that.
don't know what happened. It just all of a sudden it just boom, it just dropped.
Yeah, it don't matter. We good. We back.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
And go ahead. Go ahead.
so I want just to kind of you know, tie this up, right? The reason why post-traumatic growth here is so relevant to the topic is because of the signs, the symptoms, the outcomes of growing as a result of trauma. You have a greater appreciation, a greater value for life. You have more creative growth. You have enhanced spiritual development. Your spiritual development improves. You're identified with a greater purpose in life. You have a greater sense of purpose in life. You have increased compassion and increased altruism. You're more kind to other people because of your suffering. You realize, if I'm suffering like this, what about everybody else? I'm now on a mission to create more freedom in life. I'm now on a mission to create more peace in the world because I experienced this event and I know what it's like. And now it makes me dig deeper to become a fully realized human being. And I want others to experience this mastery of self, because that's what it really comes down to. Peace is mastery of courage. So we're trying to wake everybody up. And perhaps that's what's going on in the world a lot of the times, is that these events that happen, these traumatic events that happen socially, collectively, they're symptoms trying to tell us, hey, you guys need to wake up. As a species, collectively, as a tribe, as a family, you guys need to wake up. Hey, your cousin over here, your son over here, your brother over here, your daughter, your mom, hurting. So I was going to ask the question, do you guys think that it's necessary to have social support and healing?
Yes.
Yep. Definitely.
You do that shit by yourself.
Because that's another extension of your environment. So if you're trying to be about change, it has to be shown internal and external.
Yeah. You need a support system. You definitely need that support system.
Miss Keisha Oldham said, what is it called when you have the same traumas consistently happen in your life? God level, you want to respond to that? No, you don't want
to. What is it called when you have the same traumas
consistently happening in your life?
Okay, let me ask a question. Is this what is this related to?
Well, I want to say real quick, real small, straightforward to the point. I'm gonna read the question again. What is it called?
Because it sounds like insanity. But hold on.
What is it? What is it called when you have the same traumas consistently
Constantly.
happening in your life, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
self-reflect.
Mm.
The reason why I say that is
Traumas?
consistently happening in your. Let's underline that in your life.
In your life,
In
because
your
you
life.
have not dealt with the original trauma. You
Ooh,
haven't dealt with it.
call
That's
back
why
in,
it
Dion.
keeps
Oh yeah,
coming
yeah. D,
back.
call back. We open.
I
We
need to
open,
call
man.
back.
We open. We open.
He said I need to call back.
Miss
Whoa.
Costello said, "Are you expecting a different outcome?" Love Sean said,
Right.
"Yes." J Love said, "Insanity." D, yeah, D, call back in. J
Yeah.
Love, she put chills on her.
Yeah. That just sounds like you haven't dealt with the original trauma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Re-experiencing.
It's actually called continuous traumatic distress
Stress
disorder.
disorder.
Whoa. I wish you can call in, Corey. Hold on. We have a phone call right now. Let me see.
Make sure
This
he
is
on.
God level. Who am I speaking with?
This is Dion. How you doing, beloved?
How you doing, sweetie?
Oh, pretty good. Um, are you guys ready? Can I?
Yes.
Time for you to speak? Can I
Go.
speak?
Make sure he clear. Can you
Okay,
get him
so
closer to the mic? Get him closer to the mic.
I got him close to the mic. I got the mic down by the
all
phone.
right.
Go ahead. Can you hear him?
You guys can hear me? Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Excellent. So yeah, I've kind of been waiting for somebody to ask that question because the question that was asked is actually more common than you may think. A lot of us are we've gone through repeated experiences of the same trauma. They might show up in different forms, but they have the same energy.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it's because, let me give this analogy. This is like, so when you wake up every day and put on the same pain that you've been putting on since you were a child, this is like you trying to fit into your third grade shoe size every single day. That's painful. And so even though your foot has outgrown it, but you still have not transcended the situation, which is represented by the flat of the shoe. So here's the thing. If you don't, this is what happens when you don't address it, because this trauma, these traumatic experiences go far beyond physical phenomena. We're talking about energetic. By the time we get something, by the time it manifests in the physical realm, it is already, the causation is on the mental realm. You see? And so if we fail to address it from a mental standpoint, changing of the mind, and I ain't talking about just the mind,
Newborn.
conscious mind, but we talking about the subconscious mind, because in the subconscious mind lies the paradigm and the programming that keeps you in that loop.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever that is, that's what's going to be spewing out through the heart, and the heart is the tool for manifestation. That's the tool that they seize inside of the field of reality that we all share, right? So if you keep on planting that seed energetically, that's why you keep on getting the same thing. If you want something different, you got to think differently. You've got to program yourself differently. So again, there are methods in doing that. So you've got to think of this word. I want everybody to understand this word: transcendence. That means to rise above. Okay, it means to rise above. So once it's just like now. Really, you cannot put back on your third grade shoes, can you? Because you've outgrown them. You couldn't put them back on if you wanted to. That's what transcendence looks like. So once you deal with trauma and hurt properly, you would never ever be able to pick that same trauma and hurt up again, because your mindset would have changed and you would have moved on. That's called evolution, people.
Ooh.
Evolution. And this is what we're here to do.
Yes.
Evolve. But everybody's going through that because we're dealing with stuff from our childhood. So we've been doing it for the last 20 to 30 years, going through the same thing. So that person who asked that question just highlighted something that everybody might be dealing with.
Right.
Facts.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Oh, thank you.
I couldn't type all that.
Oh, no. We take the phone call.
We got the hotline, baby. Man, hey D, what you
This
just
show
said,
belongs to you and John. You, John, and my brother.
D, what you
Oh
just
my
said
God.
Hold on,
is,
this
is
is y'all show.
No,
I'm just here being of service.
we greatly appreciate you calling in with your responses. You're not just teaching the audience, hell, you teaching me. I'm learning something new right now. Thank you.
yeah, this community based.
For allowing me to live out my purpose, beloved. It's truly my honor. When I say that, I really mean it. It's my honor and privilege.
That's peace, King. That's peace. That's peace.
Does anybody have anything they want to add?
I wanted him to kind of touch into tap into inner child, because when we're talking about these traumas in adulthood,
Yeah.
where did these energies come from?
Yeah, as you was a kid, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Tap into that inner child.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're talking about conditions that are set up from that time. So we have what's called an astral fascia. It's just like the fascia in the body. And I know you're familiar with this, John.
Yep.
The fascia in the body, and it has millions of nerve endings within the fascia that read the environment, and it sends a signal to the brain, and then the brain tells the muscles how to respond to that. So we tighten up, right? So in order to deal with a conditioned state, what we have to do is put a false impression or another situation onto the fascia. So we have to give it new information that it sends to the brain, and then makes the muscle respond accordingly. So basically, your fascia can tighten up even though there's nothing tight going on. The same way that we respond to things that has been in our lives. We're responding right now to somebody saying something about your mama, but you acting like it's been the abusive father that you had in childhood. You see what I'm saying? So your fascia is still there. That anger is still there. That's a condition that you have to transcend. So you have to reprogram that. Give it some new information. You see, so that way it can release that response. It's got to release that response. That's what healing looks like, beloved. That's what healing looks like. All right?
Yes.
So transcendence. That's what we have to realize. But again, as you said before, we cannot do this alone. We have a interdependent relationship, and remember, we're all part of the one consciousness. It's just a myriad expression from that one consciousness. So we are each other. What I do for you, I've also done for myself. That is the thing to understand. So we were not meant to do it alone. No man is an island. All right?
Oh my God.
So yeah, but you guys are doing great, man. This is like
You're doing great.
John says
analogy, bro.
John said you're doing great.
Bro,
You're
that
doing
analogy.
great. Yeah.
Oh my God. I know
Yeah,
Corey.
between you and Corey, oh my God,
I
Corey
know
is
Corey can appreciate that one. He's a trainer as well. So yeah, and he's studying for this. So yeah, that was a brilliant analogy. Oh my God, man.
Ooh. Absolutely. But shout out to you, Corey.
Yeah. Oh, he heard you.
He got an ear. His ears attuned to these things. So I really appreciate people like Corey. So shout out to you, brother.
Yeah, man. Ooh.
And of course, everybody here on the panel, you guys are doing great. So thank you for having this. I don't even know if you understand. You have just, for sure, if there is a heaven, you just secured your seat. So let's just say that. But thank you for allowing me to call back in. I really appreciate it, beloved.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike.
He said,
Hold on, Mike.
He said, let me clear.
Man.
Y'all see that flood of gems that just came in? Oh man. Yeah,
I'm gonna be watching this show myself again tonight. Just
killed it.
How do you come behind that?
It's not about coming behind that.
Yeah,
This is this
yeah.
is
No.
this is what we need to continue to water the seed so God level can grow. This is very important. He pointed it all the way out. This
He
community
did.
right here, this platform
Mhm.
right here, this is necessary. Necessary. Nice haircut, John.
Oh, this guy. Oh man, I already feel
Oh, yeah.
about it. But anyways,
Okay. This begins
Real
as
quick though,
children.
if you go down,
You was getting ready
uh,
to read Corey.
no, I was finna say yeah, because Corey started all the way down here at
This begins as children. These neurological connections create new response. And the downfall is that as children, they tend to forget what actually created the trauma in the first place, which causes subliminal trauma. Oh my God.
well, Corey started down here with something of this nature. It is important to seek help immediately
Mm.
because it's called continuous traumatic distress
Distress,
disorder.
discord. It is
Miss
important to
Keisha
see.
Oldham said, "Oh wow,
Deep love the response.
deep love to respond." Miss Costello, we said that's for calling back. What happened? Calling
Um,
alien. Tell us what alien looks like.
that's Dartez. Dartez is
I,
Alan.
I, that's
Oh, okay, okay, all
that's
right.
that's that's John's.
Miss
We
J
talked
Love,
about
stay
you.
lit.
You
Fire.
mentioned it last week
Who
that
did
this
what?
is our.
John
You
did what?
mentioned it. No, you
Hmm?
did. You did
What I mentioned? What
that,
I do?
that. This is our niche right here. This
Oh
is
yeah, I
it.
did say
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. You did say. Yeah, you did say that. You did
Yeah,
say. You
you
did.
you said that last week. Yeah, Oh man, and
Because
this
this is
is it.
what's really needed in our community. It's not about for me how I look at what we have right here. As long as we stay consistent, it's not really necessarily about volume. It's just to make sure that we do reach one another and we continue to have these conversations over
Oh,
time.
we reaching some people.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm saying if you look every week, it's different. It's different and it's important. We need to have it. What's the number? Oh,
I already posted it. 832
yeah.
318 6966. Oh my God. Oh my.
Now I don't
This is
know if y'all. I don't know if y'all remember Alan. Alan was on the show before too, a couple of times.
this this is what God
He
level
has a
things that people don't
he
want to
has
talk about.
mental health background.
This is what it's all about. This is it. These
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
conversations. People are learning so much when they stop and look and listen. And the people,
Transcendence. You
man, and the
did.
people that are calling in. I,
Diamond, he said, truth oftentimes only reaches few.
just
Ooh.
feel
Ooh.
And that's kind of scary.
it
Mm.
is.
And the only reason why I say that in this world we live in false pretense.
Mm.
Nobody want to deal with the facts. Nobody want to deal with the truth. We only want to project what we perceive us to be.
Mm. Who are we waiting to call in? We are
Alan.
waiting for Mr. Allen to call in.
Yeah, we're gonna see if Alan
Um,
calls in.
how do you pronounce his name? D
Dart
Die
Dartez.
Die
Dartez? Yeah, Dartez.
Yeah, but
Dart.
Alan.
No. The guy that just hung up.
Oh.
Oh,
Demon.
no,
Oh,
D
Diamond.
Demon.
Diamond. Diamond.
Diamond.
I
Diamond.
said Diamond.
Diamond.
Yeah, I
Diamond.
said Diamond.
Diamond. Okay.
Yeah.
Diamond. Thank you, Diamond. Please, thank you.
Yeah, he keep on playing with that meta though.
You know what? I have one of those books.
I'm just
Tell that
saying, he keep
sister
playing
there
with
are
it.
many
Yeah.
treatments for this issue. She can look up into I'm about to pronounce it wrong.
Dialectal.
Behavior therapy and eye movement. What?
Eye
Is this
movement.
real?
Yeah.
Desensitization
eye
And
movement
reprocessing.
processing. Yeah, that's an actual therapy. Yeah.
You know I'm gonna look that up later on, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's worth looking up. It's especially designed for trauma. It's especially designed for trauma. Dang, yeah, Corey knows his stuff, man.
Yeah,
Dang,
yeah.
dialectical behavior. Yeah, man. Yep.
If I
There's
was
so
at
many
work, I
different
would call
therapies out there.
in
There's a
to
lot of
speak
different.
on this. I've done heavy study on this.
Yeah.
Corey, you may need to go in the bathroom.
Yeah, there's a lot of therapies out there though. And so that's the other thing when we're talking about looking when we're telling people go seek therapy. Yo, that's something we might need to talk about backstage, or we could talk about it right now. But
Hold on.
mhm.
Keisha has a question. She has a question. Since you said childhood trauma, what if you know the person that caused those traumas? How do you approach this individual? Hold on. If you don't have the nerve or want to approach that individual, how do you approach that person?
You know,
Um,
we had this
yeah,
question several
I
times.
I did. I talked to the guy that caused my childhood trauma. And doing that phone conversation, I realized this man is not even in his right mind to even understand what he has done to me. And I had to let it go. I had to let it go. He didn't even comprehend. No.
Um,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying from a personal standpoint of my understanding, my own research and experience. When it comes to something like this, you have to learn how to forgive from afar. You have to learn how to forgive from afar and also forgive the situation. Um, because you can't relive it, you only can rethink it. Once you
That's
know
it.
better, you do better. You know,
Right.
information changes situations. So the more you take time out to internalize healing for yourself,
Mhm.
this right here is like micro. You know, you can't continue to put blame necessarily though. Necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but the question really is, what do you seek to gain from approaching this individual now?
Okay.
Right,
Now,
right
given
now.
your
Now.
current
Right.
state, like first thing is, are you healed from this? If you're not,
Right.
what do you seek to gain from approaching this individual and you're not even healed yet?
Yeah.
Are you
Right.
going to get healing from this person? If so, that's not the right answer.
Corey just said exactly what you said and what I'm alluding to. Avoid them at all costs until you are ready to deal with that
To deal with
situation
that.
from whatever the
Yeah.
response may be. That's true. That's true.
But even after, let's just presume that you've healed, right? Or I'm not even gonna say you've healed, but you've arrived at a space where in your healing process where you're strong enough and you're determined enough to go face this person. The question is, what are you seeking? What is the outcome? What is the intention for confronting, facing, talking to this person? What are you trying to accomplish? That would really be the question there. And you have to really be honest with yourself, as in, what happens if you don't get what you wanted out of that interaction? Is it going to
There it
trigger?
is.
Is it going
He
to
just
set
That's
you
said,
it.
back?
That's
yeah, he
it
just
right
said what
there.
you said, John. He just broke it down right there.
Oh, okay.
Corey Dunn
That's
said,
it.
depending on the severity of the trauma, it may be beneficial to completely stay away from that person because it may not benefit you at all. If that person is still coming from a
A
place
place
of
of
evil,
ease.
Triggering,
Right.
reopen the
you
wounds.
busting the wound wide open again. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Because see, you
When
trying to like Miss J Love just said, is closure
is
necessary?
closure
Now, what
necessary?
I'm
Not
trying to say,
not from the person.
exactly. There
No.
you go. Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. And
Not from
sometimes
them.
we put the blame on a person to be the answer or to fix it, and
Mhm.
it ain't got nothing to do with them anymore. It ain't got nothing to do with them no more at all. Period.
Mhm.
This is self awareness we're dealing with. Still continue to hold ourselves accountable at this stage as being adults. Unfortunately, it's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to heal. It's our responsibility to go through the process to be healed. And like Corey Dunn said, stay away
Yeah.
from that. If you ain't healed, if you ain't even trying to own up to, hey, you know what? It's my mind that's keeping me trapped in this cycle. It's my mind. Nobody else's. Nobody else's.
Tears. What if the person is a parent, but you two once had a strong bond that was broken at childhood? Oh, I am so sorry. Hold on. This is God level. Who am I speaking with?
This is Alan Maddox.
Good evening, Alan. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm in Mississippi.
Thank you. Go ahead with your comment.
Well, John had requested for me to talk about. So I just joined the live,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really know the topic completely.
What does healing look like?
What's healing look like?
What does healing look like? Okay.
Yeah.
What is healing? So let me just give you a background. So I have a PhD in psychology, so in psychotherapy. Yeah, I got something in my mouth.
It's okay.
So I've worked with people in mental health for many years. So what I used to specialize in personality disorders. So that's kind of what I dealt with. So that has a lot of times personality disorder is some of the clusters of personality is geared from trauma, and it's a lot of times geared from childhood. But what does healing look like from trauma? Wow, that's a big question. That really is a personal journey. Number one, the healing process can look different. For me, it can look different for you and anyone else. The healing process is so different. But there are some common things that we look at. There's a model that clinicians look at that's calls the phases of trauma recovery. And what that phase is, it allows the clinician to know what step a person is going into the healing process doing treatment. So I'll use that model because I think that's a good model to look at what healing looks like. Now, if I had to make it personal, I can talk about my personal healing. Okay. But in general, people are healed from personal trauma when they have the ability to live in the present, when they're able to live in the present and not be overwhelmed by the past. So if they're in the present, and when I mean the present, I mean like they're not being hunted by what happened, what's going on. Oftentimes we think that when we've been hunted by our past, that is dealing with, I can't function. No, you can really function while you're traumatized. You can function, you can have a job, you can go to school and do the various things. But it's knowing that it still exists in your heart and your mind, and it's often a thought. Like, I wish that would have never happened. Why did he do that? Why did she say that? Why did he touch me there? Why did she touch me in this particular place? And why was my mother so narcissistic? Why was my father never there? Those are some of the things that people were living. They're living in the past, but they're not living really in the present because they've been overwhelmed by what's been traumatized them. So it's always the goal to get a person to start living in the present and not be overwhelmed by the things that fear them, the things that cause the particular trauma. But some of the signs that you'll see when people begin to recover from trauma is that you'll see them being more sociable. You'll start seeing them finding their own identity. They have a voice. They're not numb anymore. They can understand. They can relate to other people's situations. They become more empathetic. You'll see the level of sorrow going down. Like they're not being so sad, so sad. And there are other terms for this, but I'm just going to try to use really the basic terms. You'll see a person not being as isolated. There's a numerous of things that you can look at when a person begins to have healing. But I think the biggest thing is getting a person being in the healing process of trauma is really asking the question like, how do you feel about what happened to you? Have you spoken with someone and kind of understand the story? And through the story, you can kind of see if the person is really going through a healing process or are they recovering from the trauma. But if I had to make it personal, As a child, I had some trauma issues with, some things that I thought was sexually inappropriate. And I found myself going into my adulthood displaying some behaviors that I wasn't wasn't proud of. But I always know that sometimes our present behaviors that we do today that we're not proud of, sometimes those things can reflect back into our past and our kids and our childhood. So I realized that some things I was doing in my present, not really in the present moment now, but just in my adulthood, I kind of related to something that happened to me as a child. So I had to go through counseling myself to be able to cope with that, understand. And even though I've been doing this for many years, I needed someone who I can talk to, who can give me a different perspective. And hearing a different perspective through many sessions, I began to find my healing. And that healing came from, sometimes the healing sometimes it's short pieces like happiness and being excited. Those things kind of come and go. But those were stages for me to find happiness. And then I began to find purpose. Then I started being able to identify the purpose that I was happy about. It gave me a means to be able to move forward. I wanted to reach some goals that I wanted to reach that I held myself back just because of the trauma that happened to me as a child. So I think that's one way people you can see people recovering from trauma, but it looks different based off the person. It looks so different because everyone's trauma is different and everyone's process trauma is so different. So the healing process will be completely different. So I think that's to me is some of the signs that you can see. But there are levels of trauma too. People can be in some trauma areas in some traumas in their life where it's so intense, where they decrease the function of life. They don't want to take a bath, or they don't want to do the quality of life. Or even you see signs of depression. But when you start seeing people coming out of depression and they've been going to therapy or they've been doing the work to recover from it, those are some of the signs too. So that's kind of my opinion on healing from trauma. But I wanted to say something else outside of what the question is. I was talking to John one day, and I was commending him about the platform that you guys have. I look at a lot of platforms, especially when it comes to mental health, but I wanted to tell you guys kudos to the platform you have. I think it's always great to bring awareness to mental health, not just on Mental Health Awareness Month, but all the time. I commend you guys for this. So thank y'all so much for having a platform that people can come and gain some knowledge and get personal experience from other people in order for them they can identify what they're going through by just listening to someone else talk. So with that, I think the mental health community loves to see when people are bringing awareness to mental health, because sometimes it's not spoken, especially into the Black community. It's not talked about a lot. A lot of things are covered and put up on the rug because we don't want to offend anyone. So thank you guys for taking off the Band-Aid and let people know that the wound needs to get some air so it can heal. So that's a big thing. So thank y'all so much for that. It's a blessing to me and to many other people who are going through mental health, dealing with mental health, or recovering from mental health. That's all.
Oh my God! Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank y'all so much for the platform.
Wait a minute. King Newborn has a question.
I don't have a question. Alan, I just want to say, bro.
You going in and out? Say that again.
He's trying to get his thoughts together.
Bro. Thank you, bro.
Take your time. Take your time.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. To get that type of acknowledgement.
You know what? You got such a deep voice, and it's so hard to hear you when you on the phone.
He said thank you. He said thank you. He really appreciates that acknowledgement. Yeah.
Thank y'all for opening up. Hey, that was something that y'all just recently talked about just then. While I was trying to write a paper, but I overheard this. I want to make sure it's correctly what I heard though. Did someone ask a question about do you talk to the person who caused the trauma?
Yeah.
That was a question, right?
It was.
Okay, so I might have a slight different answer.
Okay.
My answer probably be really different. And then there was another thing that was given about forgiveness, right?
Okay.
Something about forgiveness. So in this, really, when you're talking, when people are facing, should I talk to the person who caused the trauma, which could be any type of trauma, right? This is a real opinion based because it's hard to the literature doesn't support either or. I mean, not support, but the literature don't give a good foundation what to do, right? It's more so the literature is so much into tale of healing, helping people to get into a healing process. They can start moving forward. So this is really like an opinion-based statement. I personally think it depends on the person, right? And depends on the situation. And not so much the person who caused the trauma, but the person who have received the trauma. It really depends because in some treatment, it does require for the client to talk to the victim, and for that person, that could be the healing process. Is talking to them even when they haven't got to the place, even when they have not gotten to the place of healing. That could be the healing, and I've seen that in many sessions with clients where we have talked to the person that come into the session. The person has been in session for a numerous of time, but at a period of the session, it was time to go to that place that was a little uncomfortable because even when they was in session talking about it, it just wasn't knocking at the door enough for them. And it was almost going back to and reliving that moment just so you can heal from it. And I think I remember a session that I done years ago. It was a 2-year process of this session. And it was almost at some point you're like, what do I do now at this point? Because you have tried so many techniques to get this person to be in a place that they can be in the present, right? It was very clinical depressed, and you're trying to get them into a place. Now, of course, we stabilize them with medication first, but that's not the answer all the time, But the key was that to help her get to where she was going to go is to bring the past to the present so we can erase it. And what we've done is we spoke to the past. So the person came in, she was molested. The person was willing to come in. It was, we did some agreement stuff and all that. But she spoke to that person, to this particular person, face to face. And it was almost like she was speaking to her childhood self.
Wow.
And when she was speaking to him, he couldn't speak. His task was not to speak, not to apologize, not to express, but just listen. And it was overwhelming. I mean, I get goosebumps talking about it. It was so overwhelming, and that was her healing. So we went 2 years of trying to figure out what to do, and that was a moment. But for some people, and you guys are right about what you said, some people just can't do it. Some people, they heal them properly. Maybe it's not talking to the perpetrator. Maybe it's not for them. Maybe not. It could regress if they do. So it depends on the person, So just to tie this back to the forgiveness part, I think I told John this before too. Forgiveness for me is a privilege, and I totally believe that you can heal, move on in your life, and not forgive someone. Forgiving is a privilege, and that's a very, very delicate privilege to give someone who's hurt you. So I think people get to choose if they want to forgive you or not. I don't think forgiveness determines if you have healed or not. Because I think it's just a very intimate place to be in, and we get to choose forgiveness. I believe also that we've been told that in order for us to heal, we have to forgive. The literature don't support that, and I don't believe that's true either, because I think that's an intimate thing you get to do, and it's personal to you. If you choose not to forgive that person, move on with your life, you can heal just well without that forgiveness. Because truth be told is the forgiveness is not for them, right? It's for you. So can you forgive yourself for putting yourself, can you forgive yourself for blaming yourself for what the person did to you? Can you forgive yourself for letting them have that power over you? So I don't know if I'm going to preach that the person has to forgive to heal. If you choose to forgive to heal, and that's what you feel like you need to do, you should do that. If religion pushes you to the base to do that, I think you should do that. If you choose not to do it, I would encourage you to forgive yourself for holding yourself back and not being in the present and being overwhelmed by the person calling you trauma. Forgive yourself for that. Just what I believe. So once again, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
I will continue to watch. Bye-bye.
Yes. Oh my God.
Hey, can we just have like a couple of seconds of just silence just for
Yeah.
Hey.
What was his name?
That was Alan.
That was Alan.
That's Alan.
Alan. He's on your Facebook, John.
Yep.
Mm, mm. Yeah. He's on your Facebook, John. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah. Diamond is on my Facebook. Look up Dartez. Dartez. His page got hacked, but it's Alan, but his page that got hacked, so it's Dartez for now.
Okay. I'm looking for his comment.
Yo, I just want to say something real small here. The frequency and vibration right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude. I am loving y'all so much right now. Don't know, we loving you. Forgiveness is indeed a gateway to healing. We are loving you.
Having some true. I gotta say this, man. I'm gonna say it just how I'm saying. I don't know if I'm upsetting anybody. We got some true gods that are calling in right now. You know, I was trying to stay away from saying it like that, but
the energies, yeah, man, it's undeniable. The energies are undeniable, man.
Man, I'm looking for this man. Where is he?
bro,
You
earlier,
looking for Dartez?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to. Yeah, there he is. Hold on.
Yeah.
DAR.
we need more of this in our community, man. Like this is very healthy, man.
Mm.
This is very healthy. I don't know about nobody else, but this, bruh, we need this.
They're doing the work already. Those guys, they doing the work already. And
I
again, man, look,
see.
yeah, they doing the work already. Yeah.
Man, y'all just make me want to go back to reading even more.
Yeah,
Seriously,
I want to rewatch this whole live.
I really
Literally.
feel like I had stopped being a pit bull at this because I felt like I was attacking more than I was helping. I was offering
Oh,
information to certain minds that wasn't even
Dartez, if you're watching, check
ready for
your
the things
Facebook
that I was
messages.
speaking on.
I
And I
just sent
had to
you a
understand you can't just be dropping jewels on an ear that's not attentive. You
Mm-hmm.
can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that. But just sitting right here, man. This is deep, man.
Excellent vibes. Excellent vibes.
And salute to you, John. I know that's your tag right there. Salute. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Peace to
Yes.
you, brother. Like for real, man. For real. For real. And
Hold
I'm
on.
saying it
I'm
from a origin
ready to begin when you are,
standpoint
like, literally.
because It's because of how you build with my sister that even brings us to this point right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to acknowledge you for that and say thank you. I'm greatly appreciative of the relationship that we have developed, and
Yeah.
it means a lot, man. And more brothers need to acknowledge each other and come together so we can heal.
Yeah.
So we can heal, man. So we can heal, man.
And would you believe that John and I have never met in person?
Yep. Still haven't met.
We have never met in person.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Diggy, you can't be doing this, bruh. That's oh,
The
bruh.
lips of wisdom are still except to the ears of understanding. Oh, 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 oh.
John, I'm talking about I used to try to chop heads off. You hear me? I used
Yeah.
to try to chop. I used to try to force you to understand that what you
I
saying
used
ain't.
to be look, I used to be in the barbershop listening.
John, we used to
Yeah,
have in the barbershop. I mean, I ain't
like
trying to go
that.
off subject, but we still on subject. And we had we used to call it the conscious corner.
Mm.
Now
Mm,
it'd be a lot of mess sometimes surfacing and circling within the barbershop. In some way, somehow, somebody, well, don't get them started over there. Yeah, because once the corner wake up, the shop get quiet. You just hear the music playing a little bit in the background. Bro, when they it used to be me, Trump, uh, Barbara Mike, Jamia.
yes. Where
It was about
is
4 or 5 of
Jamia?
us, bro. And you know she in Houston.
I know. She need to be calling in on one of these shows.
But oh man, now you get her started. It's, okay. She a
Yeah,
heavy hitter too. Heavy
she is.
hitter. But my point I was trying to allude to though, I would try to stay quiet. I did not like to be spitting and it is falling on deaf ears, but I will always get attacked. My sister can attest to this. And I only would I would say this every time. I would say this every time, John. And to everybody that's listening, I would say this all the time. Please understand there is transmitting and receiving within conversation. So for everything that you feel you're finna teach me, all I ask is that you be open-minded to new information. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I'm gonna take the time to understand where you're coming from. I'm gonna do that. But all I ask is please, in your moment of teaching, do not have a problem becoming a student as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
Student
I
always.
will ask
yeah,
that all the time. Other than that,
yeah,
don't talk to me because I don't do the debate, the arguing.
yeah,
I'm trying to prove my standpoint is greater than thous, and
yeah.
I ain't got time
And
for that. I ain't got
and
time for that. I ain't got time for that.
and and I can say that 10 times out of 10, whatever they were saying, his response trumped it.
I wasn't trying to though. That's not the
And I
intent.
and I would just be sitting there looking like,
I mean, if we're gonna build, let's
and
build.
then
But
Yeah.
silence
I don't do the
afterward.
chastise me because you feel like what I'm saying is evil. It don't coincide with your perception or what you think. That might be a lie. I ain't got time for that, man. Are we really building? What's the purpose of this conversation?
Yes. Yes.
Don't waste my time. I can't get that back. What's the purpose of this conversation? But
Building.
I never look for the fights.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to
We're
fight no
coming up
fight.
on 2 hours, y'all.
Mm.
We're coming up on 2 hours, y'all.
Miss Keisha, I
Oh my
appreciate
God.
that.
She said she'll reach out to me and let her know. Yeah.
They love all smiles.
Oh
D,
my
I
God.
am loving y'all so much right now. Back at you, bro. Back at you. Woo!
Yep, there it is. Student, always the student. Always the student.
Always.
Always the student. Yes.
Always. Y'all got lost
Yes.
in the information. Nah.
Costello, I'm gonna say I did. I
This
did.
is,
I was having orgasms.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay,
My
love sign.
journey. Yeah.
Mm.
Who got this one?
You get that. Yeah, you can get that one. You can get that one.
My journey to heal has been difficult. I am working on healing from past and present traumas. The most hurtful thing is my family has committed these acts. Oh, I just hate when that happens. Hold on, because I'm trying to scroll. Hold on. Where am I at? Even though difficult, I am still working on me. You have constant reminders that hurt so deeply. These traumas have affected other family members, especially my mom. She is so broken and extremely sad all the time. I did speak to one of the persons that caused one of my traumas. He apologized and made no excuses. Hold on, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to go to.
I was 51 when this
No, no.
happened. This platform has been so helpful. I look forward to these conversations now.
Oh,
Wow. Powerful.
thank
Salute.
you.
Salute. D
Mm,
said,
mm, mm.
the greatest quality of a teacher is her willingness to learn.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I don't debate,
Yeah.
but rather
Yeah.
engage in
Apology.
philosophical
Yep.
conversations.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Building. We are
sir.
building. We ain't going to
If we ain't
war. We ain't
building, hey
battling.
man,
Yep.
don't even make
Not
sense, man.
edit. Yeah.
It don't
No.
even make sense. We ain't gonna get no balance out of this. What we
Yeah.
doing? What we
Yeah.
doing?
You made
I can't
your
get no.
point. I made my point, and we walked away saying, "Yeah, I won. No, I won." And so it's still another battle. It's still another battle. So what have we gained?
Man,
No
what's this?
energy exchange. No energy
None,
exchange. No building.
none, none. Costello say apologize with no excuses. Yes, and that's very, very important, Miss Costello. I'm going to share something real quick. Something that has held me hostage for some years. About a couple of weeks ago, I recently reached out to, and I'm being transparent. I reached out to my daughter and her mother. I'm not gonna say the issues. I'm just gonna say I reached out to them, and the purpose of that was that I found that I kept myself in mental bondage because I didn't address certain things that need to be addressed, and by doing so, I freed myself, and I also freed my daughter,
Ooh.
and I was very appreciative of it. Thing my daughter was about to do, and I had to cut her off. And in the process of cutting her off, I let it be known. I say, listen, there is nothing that you need to apologize about. Because as a man, we do fall, we do mistakes, we do stumble. But just like Miss Costello said, I apologize with no excuses. So regardless of how you feel, how many times you want to go off on me, you're upset, please share all of that. And no, I have no rebuttal.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
None.
Mm-hmm.
None. I'm only here to heal, to get rid of the pain, to grow,
Mm-hmm.
and be the man you need first and foremost, plus a father, so that way you can move forward without any hurt.
Yeah.
Do you know how much weight was lifted off of me when I did that? And I'm not done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Mm.
done. I'm going to continue to press that envelope. I'm going to continue to press that. Because if anybody know me when it comes to my babies, when it comes to my babies, I don't play when it comes to that. I don't play when it comes to them at all. I don't play. And part of her life, she missed out on that because of me.
That's
So
a
I'm
God
accepting
move, King.
my responsibility on that. Like I told her, you don't you don't need to apologize on anything because you're the child and I'm the parent. I'm coming for all the love that you missed out on, for all the moments that I can never get back on the time. And I have no problem talking about this because it's real to me. It's real to me. I am a recipient of not having my parents as a child. So I understand what it's like when you know you have a parent there that ain't even involved. Oh yeah, I'm coming for mine. I'm coming for my baby. I'm coming for my baby. And I ask that any man on her that you feel like you falling, you stumbling, you ain't alone. But you have to pick up that baton. You got to carry on. And to her and her mom, I'm openly saying now, I openly say it to both of them. I deeply apologize. I deeply apologize. Like D said, the God in me couldn't even allow me to move further
Mm.
because I
Mm.
am made in the image and the likeness.
Mm.
I ain't saying this for likes or none of that. I'm just saying this is exactly who I am 24/7. I do not change up. I might change who I am to be better tomorrow, but I do not change up. I do not change up. Again, I appreciate my sister for allowing me to be on this platform because it's important. It's important. Our community need more like this. And salute to each one of those guys that called in. Salute to
Yeah,
each one of you. I know what I was hearing.
Yeah.
I know what I was hearing.
Yeah.
And like I said, that touched and it make me feel like the journey that I'm along is helping me heal. So I'm appreciative of all this. Again, John, I appreciate you, brother. Real talk, man. Because of you,
Well,
you're still a segue of not only my healing, my sister healing, for all the people that's calling in, that's going through traumas this week, last week. Since day one, we've been talking about stuff.
oh yeah, oh
This is
yeah.
all
We've been
beautiful.
putting it
This is
out
all
there.
beautiful.
Yes.
This is all beautiful. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I just had to say that because I know at times we try to act or push out the image. We're so
mm.
perfect,
Mm-hmm.
all that. No, see, I love trying to become perfect, and by the means of doing that, I'm understanding duality and balance. Do we understand that? So, just as well as I want to be positive, I have to be willing. I have to be willing to accept the negative. This is the only way I develop peace. This is the only way I develop peace. I gotta respect both powers.
Mm.
The more I respect the feminine principle within me, which empowers me to be more in my masculine principle, it creates balance. I need it all. I need it all. I'm done. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I understand we over 2 hours in. I just got. I got. Hey, listen.
That's when you know it was good.
Yeah.
That's when you know it was good. Usually, we an hour and a half, maybe 40, but anytime any one of our shows goes over 2 hours, baby, it was good. This was a good show. Thank you to both of those callers. Thank
Mm.
you to John. Thank you to, hold on, what is her name? Because it was her suggestion. Because we do take
Oh,
suggestions
Terry.
as far as
Terry.
topics.
Terry. It was Terry's suggestion.
It was Terry's suggestion that we do what does healing look
Yeah.
like. I didn't see her here today, but I hope she sits back um, and watches. I want to thank her for making that suggestion. And if y'all have any other suggestions that you all would like for us to discuss, we would greatly appreciate them. Thank you to, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. Oh my God. Diamond?
Dartez.
No.
Oh
Dortez
no.
was the second caller, the first
Oh,
caller.
Diamond.
Diamond.
Oh,
Thank you, brother, for calling in and putting your credentials out there, and also what you do as far as every other Sunday being a master. I love that. I hope someone takes out time to reach out to this brother to learn something new. Dortez, he
What was
is
his
a
website
what?
again, real quick? What was his website again, real
Uh,
quick?
what was your website? See, damn it.
It was
Did he post
I'm
it?
sorry.
well, he
Yeah, he
posted it.
posted.
Hold on. It was Soul Vision Center. I wrote it down.
Mhm.
You should actually put these titles of the videos on YouTube. I do. You don't see him? Yeah, he's located in Long
He
Beach.
posted
There
again.
he
Yeah, he
is. He
posted again.
posted his website. Please contact this brother. And then we also the topic of your videos. I do love. I do. You know, ooh, you have to hit on them to find out what the topic is. So you know what? I can go back and change that. To Dortez, he's a psychotherapist. What is it? What is
Oh
he?
he has a PhD. But psychologist.
Psychologist.
Yeah.
I've already contacted him. I've already contacted him. Thank you for calling in, John. You're always so passionate about this sort of thing. This was your show too, as well. Let's just put that out there, brother. Always dropping jewels, listening, and always teachable. And as far as me, I'm learning from all of y'all. All of y'all. You say you appreciate being on the show. I appreciate you saying yes. I was nervous too when I asked you. I was nervous. I was like, oh, is he gonna? I was nervous when I asked, but I knew you had to be a part of this. Oh wow. John, is anybody else want to add anything before we
Good. I'm good. Everything that needs to be said was said.
The tone has been set.
man? I know topic for next week we are talking about suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's and then after that I actually wanted to talk about diabetes.
Mm.
How do y'all feel about that?
I'm open. I'm open.
Okay. Jesus. Jesus. We these are conversations that people do not want to talk about. People don't want to talk about suicide. I watched a video of a young lady who seemed very happy. She was dancing. 12
Oh,
hours later,
yeah.
she killed herself. So yeah, let me in on that one. Absolutely. Absolutely. So suicide
Be our
prayer next
first call.
week. Yeah,
Be our
you can
first call.
definitely be our first caller. And make sure that anytime you watching our show, drop your website in the chat box.
Yeah, matter of
Promote
fact, we
yourself,
should give
please.
him. How about we
Yeah.
give him the opportunity? First time we ever did this, opportunity to actually, if you don't mind, being in live on the stream.
Like we did sister. Nope.
Mm.
Like we did
Yeah, why
sister.
not? Why not?
You know what? Okay. I'm okay with that. How do you pronounce his name again? Mr. D.
Yeah.
Diamond. Diamond says hit me up. I will do. Will do. And how's my daughter doing? Diamond, would you like to be a special guest on next week's show for
Please, my
suicide?
brother.
It
Please,
will be
please, my brother.
it wouldn't be
Please,
over the phone. You would actually be on a video chat with Restream. You would have to create an account. So yeah,
please say yes.
we're just waiting to hear back.
Yeah. He's
We're
he's
just
in California time, so
he's California time. Ooh, yeah, but he did say let me in on that one.
yeah.
He
So it's
did.
what
He
it's
did.
probably
He
about
opened the
7
door.
over now or what?
Corey, I had to come back to this. I'll be tuning in to the next show.
Hey.
He said yes. Okay. All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get you a Restream account. I will send you a link. We generally meet up at 6:30, um, in half an hour. The show begins at 7.
Yeah.
We should probably start at 6
Yeah.
We should probably start at 6 next week.
backstage. The reason why I say this is to make sure
Okay.
we get some of these technical difficulties.
Yeah, because I dropped. I don't know what happened. I
Yeah,
dropped.
I
John
didn't
had some
understand that at
problems.
all.
Yeah, that's never happened to me. And the show begins at 7 time zone central. Is it
Yeah.
central?
So that's central. So
Central.
right now it's 7:10 over there in California.
So
Okay.
we will actually start at 5. Is 5 for him. So
Yeah.
5 for him. Yeah, we would greatly appreciate it.
But D, can you please get with us an hour early though?
Yeah, I can do that. I could
Okay,
be
okay.
here, posted by 6. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, we've never done anything like this because this man has
It's gonna
credentials,
flow. It's gonna flow though.
and we're talking about suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Corey said he had to come back to this. I'll be tuning in on the next show. It definitely goes hand in hand with this discussion. Yeah, it does. I see where we're trying to keep it, and I like it. We're bringing a lot of awareness.
Hey,
We
you hear me?
really are. A lot of
What
awareness,
does healing begin with?
self-aware.
Mm-mm.
This is John's baby. Get that. This is John's baby. When it comes to mental health, this is John's baby.
Hey,
He does not play. He does not play. Look at him. It's my
what they
divine
say?
privilege. Pleasures be loved.
Know thyself.
No life.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Know thyself.
Look at him. Look at him. Yeah,
Just
mm-mm.
I know these energies too well. It's just man.
It's real, man. It's
Yeah,
real.
for everybody to be a part of it. So yeah,
Alexa, play
blessed,
music by John Skywalker.
blessed.
Alexa, play music by John Skywalker. You know we got to leave out on John.
Facts. Oh wait, we still live right now, right? We still
Yeah,
live, right?
we really are.
It's understanding, forgiveness.
Yes,
Well,
we are
well,
still live. With
since
that
we
being said,
since
I
we
want to thank everyone.
yeah,
Wait,
since we still live, I'm finna go ahead and put it on tape. You know what I'm saying?
put what on tape.
For quality assurance and purposes, just in case I need to use this later on, I'm just gonna go and say it. Hey, when we gonna get this video?
Yeah, we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about
Look,
that.
I already talked about it with him
Yeah,
today. Like what we doing, when we doing. Let me know when I need to fly down to
yeah,
Atlanta. I'm gonna have my hat, my shirt ready. Because I'm here. Hey,
yeah,
but he got a lot on his plate
yeah.
right now. I told him
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
he's
I know. Me
ready.
and John talk. I got
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
no more interruptions from me.
Does anybody have anything they want to say before I do this outro?
Let that outro breathe because it's
Uh,
relevant.
I want to thank everyone for jumping in on this live tonight. Tonight's topic was what does healing look like? I want to thank everyone who has called, who has commented, who's watching right now. Please feel free to go and subscribe to all of our social media. The song that you hear in the background is right now is from John Skywalker. He is available on all streaming platforms. And I want to give special thanks to D-Bond and D. Amin. I'm so sorry. From Soul Vision Center. He dropped his website in the comment. Please go check this brother out. And Dortez. Next week, D. Amin will be joining us for our new topic, suicide. With that being said, I want to say thank you and see y'all back here next week.
Peace, peace, peace.
Salute.